back, sports fans. Just briefly to talk about opening day in Cincinnati for the Tigers. It wasn't very good, obviously. Matt Boyd didn't pitch well. They only had 3 hits. Only scored 1 run, that being on a home run by C.J. Cron, which was encouraging. What was more encouraging is what happened over the next 2 games, where they proceeded to hit 4 more home runs, and unfortunately, even though they only had 3 hits in the game on Sunday, they managed to have 2 of them be home runs and win the game. And I was thinking about my projections for this season, and it just seems like in light of all this that's happened the last 36 hours or so with the Miami Marlins, I don't believe any of it really matters anymore, and all of it takes a back seat to the players' health and safety. And if Rob Manfred really wants to do the right thing, I think he ought to cancel the rest of the season. I won't berate the point, but that's my personal feeling on it, and this broadcaster is opting out of of basically talking about Major League Baseball for the rest of 2020. Like I said, if there's something that develops with the Tigers that's of some significance, I will mention that. With that having been said, I don't want to overlook Miguel Cabrera's accomplishment. He hit a home run on Saturday, which tied him with, I believe, Frank Robinson home runs with 478. He surpassed Cal Ripken in RBIs, and he's getting closer to 500 home runs. Hopefully, he'll be able to achieve that, as well as get his 3,000th hit as a Tiger. Like I said before, I have some concerns now in light of all this that he's going to actually be able to do that as a Tiger, and he may not be able to do it at all. That remains to be seen. I'm hoping next year for the Tigers, and I was a little surprised that this happened this year. I would expect Jake Rogers to be the starting catcher. I would expect Travis Demeritt to be the starting right fielder. I would expect that Willie Castro will be the starting shortstop. And I certainly expect Casey Mize to be in the rotation. I mean, why go out and draft these youngsters if you're never going to find out how good they actually are by playing them? So I'm hoping all 4 of them will be part of next year's team. No question, we know Jordan Zimmerman is not going to be part of next year's team. That's already been stated by me previously, and I think all of this just pretty much cements that and seals the deal for him. I don't also think Daniel Norris should be a part of the team. I mean, in the time that he's been with the Tigers, he's been injured every year except for last year, where they basically, the last third of the season, were only pitching him 5 innings or less to try to preserve his health. But he just hasn't proven himself to be a good enough pitcher to stick around with the Tigers. Furthermore, I'd like to see Tyler Alexander be in the starting rotation. I think he's earned that right. And then what the Tigers do with Michael Fulmer is going to be an interesting situation, especially if he doesn't have a lot of opportunities to pitch this year. And even if he does, let's say, it's going to be a very tenuous situation. So, I mean, the Tigers' future to me is looking brighter with the younger players. It will be interesting to see what the Tigers look like in the post-Miguel Cabrera era, which we're not quite to yet, but we will be soon enough. And I just hope in the interim that Miguel Cabrera is able to hit his 500th home run and get his 3,000th hit as a Tiger before he has to say goodbye to them, or before, more to the point, the Tigers say goodbye to him. And with that having been said, that'll wrap it up for this Major League special. I would have liked to have had more enthusiasm with this, but I just don't believe that Rob Manfred's done the right thing, and I'm hoping he will, but I'm not very optimistic about it, unfortunately. So I wanted this to be as positive as possible, and like I said, I think the future for the Tigers is bright. And who knows, hopefully if Rob Manfred shuts it down, players' health and safety will start to be paramount again. And that's all I can say about that. I mean, he's the commissioner of baseball. He's going to do what he wants to do. But hopefully the Tigers will be back playing baseball again in 2021, and I'm hopeful for a full Major League Baseball season for them as well as every team in the major leagues. So if we keep 2 fingers crossed, maybe it'll happen. That'll wrap up this MLB special on Ed Sports Channel. Stay tuned for future shows. Thank you and good day.